Hello, it's real voice time. A real voice to discuss a real issue. Inter-community drama, both how it's being addressed and how it isn't. Note that this is not just about one specific community. It's about every community for anything that exists. It could be the demo scene. It could be the escape room community. Heck, it could even be the geocaching community. I'll be covering all communities in this video, while not naming any names, of course. That would achieve the opposite effect, turning this PSA into a content cop. Inter-community drama is a problem that's expected to occur whenever a community is formed. It's inevitable, and its problematic nature will grow at roughly the same rate as the community's growth. That sucks, of course, but I specifically have a problem with how the community managers choose to deal with it, and how they don't. As a victim of constant harassment myself, in life and on the internet, I know very well what I'm about to discuss is a serious issue. I'll be keeping my experiences to a minimum, only making references to them when I need an example, since this video isn't about me. Hold on. Victim. What is a victim in this case? If someone offends you because they have a different opinion than you, are you a victim of harassment? Well, usually no, but I'm not going to be talking about this kind of harassment. Instead, I'm going to be referring to cases where someone is misbehaving, but people who report this to those in charge are getting shut down by being told that their personal experiences are wrong or never happened, either to censor the victim or to maintain the community's reputation. Keep that in mind going forward, because I'll be referring to these terms as harassment and victim, as saying harassment as an XXX scenario is unnecessary. A day or so after the most recent time I was harassed online, I experienced something that gave me a fresh outlook on life and the motivation to speak out against this issue. I was contacted by someone who wanted to speak to me privately. I accepted, knowing well that it was probably another attempt at harassment, as this seemed like something someone would do to gain my trust. Oh, how wrong I was. We got to talking, and the more we talked, the more emotions I felt, both positive and negative ones. Who was he? Well, he was a part of a third party who wanted to stay anonymous. He and a few others like him witnessed the Dream speedrunning scandal, and how Dream ended up being innocent, but was targeted anyways. They created a game plan. Create a platform where people can anonymously report inter-community drama. They'll go in as a third party and discreetly observe both sides from a neutral point of view. If there's substantial evidence of intentional wrongdoing, they'll make it all public, posting it to various other communities of the same type. He's followed many incidents starting from the Dream case, going through many communities like Super Mario related ones. This of course set off some red flags, but they told me that my documentation lining out incidents of harassment in the community I'm in supplemented and confirmed things they had dug up in their own investigation. He proceeded to tell me that he's been following an ongoing incident in the community I'm a part of, and then shared a lot of details that I hadn't shared publicly about my experiences relating to drama in that community, and that others hadn't publicly shared about their experiences. The amount of info he knew was crazy, and the only reason anyone would intentionally spend that long finding that much information would be having a genuine intention. What did he say exactly? While I'm not revealing that, I can say that a neutral standing can allow you to see much more than you can if you take a side, even if you try to see things from the other side's point of view. The important part is that I was not alone. The things I experienced may have actually just been a side effect of existing drama that had been leaking out into my personal space. Over the past few years, communities of all types have started caring about drama less and less. Most communities that have it know very well that it exists, but they choose to ignore it. The ones that do deal with it just blanket ban everyone involved, as getting drama out of their face is the only priority to them, not actually solving the conflict at hand. People in moderation positions are supposed to moderate, not cover up or ignore. The sheer amount of examples that I alone have seen, it's sickening. That leads me to the problem with how it's being handled. People are getting emotionally destroyed. Oftentimes, victims' pleas for help are ignored or are interpreted as, "You're part of this drama, you're in trouble too," and the harassment continues, in that community or elsewhere. Then, due to the way it was handled, the victims don't ever want to speak up about what happened, because every time they try, it's covered up again, usually by people in charge telling them they're exaggerating or this never happened. Most harassers interpret their victim's silence as a victory, causing a never-ending feedback loop. It drains morale and ends up hurting the community, especially when some info gets out and the people start seeing the damage it's doing. Going back to the Dream incident, Dream did not know he was cheating. He was only using a mod that he was told didn't give any theoretical advantage. But it did change something critical, due to the mod's developer not telling him about a stealth update. As a result, people did not care about context or details. They just saw, person did terrible thing. He tried to defend himself, even hiring that physicist, but it was no use. No one believed him, as he was doing the thing no one cares about, providing context. The worst part about this is that it took an expert in speedrunning related investigations, Carl Jobs, to do a lengthy investigation to confirm this. And this kind of thing shouldn't be required to fully solve drama. In other communities, it's the same thing. No one cares about context anymore. You're part of drama? You're punished regardless of what happened, and any attempt to defend yourself was considered a repeat offense. This is why this anonymous third-party individual contacted me, as I actually spoke out. He told me I was the most fit out of anyone they'd seen to speak out against this, as I fully understand the concept, the problem, and the correct solution. He also found that when enough evidence was brought to the public, change did happen, as people started to realize that their safe space wasn't so safe after all. This, along with my own moral compass, is why I fully intend on joining that third party as soon as they get everything set up. I want to continue helping people. I may be under-medicated and feel like absolute garbage all the time, but that's just more incentive to help people. Stop exaggerating. You're showing your own problems right now. You have a serious problem. You're just an attention seeker. You're wrong. Everyone else here is correct. Stop trying to bring up old drama. Are you all too familiar with hearing these phrases? This is a call to action for any victims who are very familiar with these phrases, have been harassed, are being harassed, or feel they are unable to speak up against harassment without getting shut down. Speak up! I want to hear your voice! A kind word is never wasted, and you probably want to speak up because you want the community to get better, not because you want to see it gone. I'm the same way. I want the small amount of continued harassment in the community that I hold near and dear to end and normalcy be restored. I don't want to see it go downhill, as I love the community. I was there from the beginning. Think about it. Experiences can be wrong, just like opinions. I personally am willing to continue promoting positivity and bravery, even if it means I get banned from every community I'm in. If the community you're trying to protect kicks you out, move on and speak out against harassment and poor handling of drama in every community. Your words will reach people. Never give up. Keep on speaking. For those of you who are in moderation positions and think I'm just trying to create drama and lies, or will try to cover up this video, remember to treat others the way you want to be treated. If the anonymous third party I talked to sees this, thank you for letting me see my life in a new light. I'll continue your vision, even if your own efforts are unsuccessful. Comments, like count, dislike count, view count, and monetization will be disabled on this video because it doesn't need them. Anyone who says I disable them for any other reason is part of the problem. Thank you for listening, and stay strong.